The morning haze still floated above La Plaza, thin like smoke after a long night of alarms. People moved quietly, as if afraid to disturb whatever spirit still lingered in the air. I walked slowly toward the center, my heartbeat strangely steady, even though the memories of yesterday's chaos kept tapping inside my head like Morse code. There were still yellow ambulance straps lying on the ground, twisted like forgotten ribbons. A kid picked one up, swung it in the air, and yelled, "Mira! Spider-Man cord!" before his mother snatched it away. She glanced at me for a second, her eyes nervous, full of questions she didn't want answered. Across the plaza, the little cafe with white infrared lights, Cafe Blanco Impeccable, that's what people called it, had reopened. Its window still had a faint crack, shaped like a lightning bolt. I went in anyway. The barista, a tall man with curly hair, nodded and said, "Back again? You look like you survived a storm." "I guess I did," I muttered. He slid over a cup of hot coffee. The steam curled like a ghost. "You were here when everything happened, right?" "When the media confirmed Mexico loads ambulance grip Baz moment went crazy." I nodded. He leaned closer. "People said you were recording something. Or someone. I didn't know how to explain. The only thing I remembered clearly was the man, sweating, shaking, barely breathing, telling me to stay calm. "Respire," he said, even though he was the one who looked like he needed saving. His eyes were wide, staring at something behind us, something none of us could see. I stepped out of the cafe and returned to the Plaza Center. Huge digital billboards flickered, glitching every few seconds, showing jumbled lines like, "Solo nanoy para ben ahora pronto café. Coata Buendia. Entriel's era no. A girl with loose hair, suya no sumeana con cabello." Suelto stood beneath one of the screens. Her hands were covered in red paint, glowing like embers in the sun. She looked at me and smiled faintly. "You came back," she said. "Yeah. I needed to see this place in daylight." She pointed toward the far side of the plaza. "They found something over there. Something left behind after last night. Something important." My stomach tightened. "What kind of something?" She shrugged. "Something that looks like it wants to tell you a story." The wind blew, carrying a faint whisper, "La la 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 la," like someone humming far away. The same sound I heard right before the panic broke out. For a moment, everything froze. The screens, the pigeons, the people. And I realized whatever happened last night wasn't over. Not even close. The afternoon sun cast long shadows across La Plaza, stretching over the stone tiles like black paper strips. Vendors were setting up again, pretending life was normal. But nothing felt normal. Not after the chaos. Sirens, screams, the man who whispered, "Tranquil, respire," while the world spun around us. I sat at a metal table outside Alura's cafe, trying to settle my nerves with a cold. Mango juice, un jugo de mango like the one I had before everything went wrong. The ice clinked softly, almost comforting. Then he appeared. A small boy, maybe 8, came running full speed through the plaza, shouting, "Nanka permission! Nanka permission!" People turned, confused. He skidded to a stop beside my table, lifted a backpack, and dumped its contents onto the ground. Dozens of cardboard rockets, hand-drawn, taped, painted with messy red and blue streaks, scattered everywhere like fallen stars. The boy puffed his chest dramatically. "I'm Spider-Man today," he announced. "Mariana said I can save the plaza." "Mariana?" I asked. He nodded, pointing toward the direction of the giant screens. "See, Mariana Nanka. She knows about the big machines. The ones that went boom last night. The ones your friend tried to warn everyone about." My throat tightened. "How do you know all that?" He shrugged in that careless kid way. "People talk, and I listen, and I build." He grabbed one rocket and placed it gently in my hands. "This one is yours, but don't launch it yet." "Why not?" "Because the plaza isn't ready." A sudden flash flickered across the billboards. A message glitched across them. "Senta lidoleno devo, una plaza lena. Emin espado." Broken, scrambled, wrong. The boy didn't even flinch. "You hear it too?" he asked softly. "What?" "The humming. The la-la-la sound." A chill crawled down my spine. "Yes," I whispered. "I heard it last night." He smiled sadly, in a way no 8-year-old should. It came back. It never left. Mariana says it's searching for something. Searching for what? For the one it marked. His gaze locked onto mine. You! Before I could react, a gust of wind swept across the plaza, swirling dust, napkins, and cardboard rockets into the air. Screens flickered brighter. People stopped moving, froze as if listening to a command. The boy grabbed my hand. I told you, don't launch your rocket yet. He leaned closer, whispering words that made my skin prickle. This is only the beginning. The humming grew louder. La 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 la. And the plaza breathed like something waking up.